Okay, so in this lesson, we want to write an equation of a line using slope-intercept form. And here what the direction says. The direction says write an equation of the line given the following information. And then you want to write the answer in slope-intercept form. Well, first of all, let's remind ourselves that slope-intercept form is this. This is slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. Okay, so that's slope-intercept form. So in each of those problems, they want you to use slope-intercept form to do these. All right, that's the directions. All right, so number one, the slope is -1/5 and the y-intercept is 0, 4. All right, so remember slope-intercept form is this. Y equals mx plus b. So if I'm going to put something in slope-intercept form, or if I'm going to use slope-intercept form, I must know two things. I must know the slope and the y-intercept. All right, in this case, you're told in words that the slope is -1/5, so that's m. So we're given m is -1/5. And then look, you're told the y-intercept, right? But remember, the y-intercept here is given as an ordered pair. So the y-intercept is 4. That means this right here means b is 4. Okay? So the y-intercept is the 0.04, means that b is 4. So m is -1/5, b is 4, and all you do is just substitute. So the answer is going to be y equals -1/5 times x, plus 4. There's your answer. Okay, so that's all you do. So in order to write the answer in slope-intercept form, you must be given the slope and the y-intercept. All right, so you have to recognize that whenever you're given that the y-intercept is this ordered pair 0, 4, and by the way, hopefully you do understand that this ordered pair 0, 4 is the y-intercept. That point does lie on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the point 0, 4. Okay, so that's the point on the y-axis. All right, and there's your answer. All right, number 2. This time you're told the slope is 8 and the line passes through the point 2, -4. All right, so remember what they said. You want to write an equation of a line using slope-intercept form. So you must use, so here's your work, you must use y equals mx plus b. Okay? The difference between this one and this one is this. Well, in both cases you're given the slope, but the problem is here you were given the y-intercept, so that was easy. You got the answer right away. Here, that's not the y-intercept, right? 2, -4 does not lie on the y-axis. This is a point 2, -4. So that does not tell you what the y-intercept is. All right, you got to find it. All right, so here's what we know so far. We know this. We know that m equals 4. I'm sorry, m is 8. Excuse me. M is 8, right? Okay, so right away I know that what this is. But I don't know b. I've got to find it. All right, so how are we going to find that? Let's think about this. How will I find b if I have these 3 variables here? So to find b, you must substitute something in those 3 variables. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. So I know the slope and I know a point. And the point I know is 2, -4. So in a point, this is my x coordinate, this is my y coordinate, right? So all you're gonna do is you're gonna substitute those into this equation. So here's what we get. Y, which is -4, equals m, which is 8, times x, which is 2, this is x, right? Plus b. And you just find b and you're almost done. So I get -4 equals 8 times 2 is 16 plus b. To get b by itself, you're going to subtract 16 from both sides. This is 0, so I get b to be. -16 and -4 is a -20. So now I found b. So the answer then is y equals m, which is 8, times x, and then b is -20. So the answer is y equals 8x. That's equal right here. Y equals 8x minus 20. Okay, so if you're gonna write the answer in slope-intercept form, you must know m and you must know b. I knew m, I had to find b using what was given. You're given the slope and you're given the slope and a point on the line. So we substitute, we find b, and we got the answer. All right, that's number 2. It is not difficult. It's just really not. So same thing for number 3. So number 3 and number 4 are the same thing, except number 3 you have a fraction here. So we're going to have to deal with the fraction, but let's go ahead and do that. So here's your work. So I need to use the fact that the slope-intercept form is this, y equals mx plus b. And I know the slope, so I know this. I know m is 1/3. I have to find b. Don't make the mistake and think that this is your y-intercept. That's not true. The y-intercept, if this were the y-intercept, you would have had to have x being 0, and it's not. Okay, so be careful. That's just a point on the line. So I know the slope, and I need to find b. Okay. Well, to find b, you got to substitute something for x and y to find b, and to do that, you're going to use this point. So you're going to use the point. Use -6, -7 to substitute for x and y. So this is your x, this is your y, ordered pair, x, y. All right, so here we go. Y is -7 equals the slope, which is 1/3, times x, which is -6, right, plus b. All right, so simplifying this product right here, I get -7 equals 1/3 times a -6 is a -2 plus b. And almost done. Add 2 to both sides to solve for b. And I get, this is 0, so I get b equals a -7 and 2 is a -5. So I found the y-intercept. So the answer will be y equals m, which is 1/3, times x minus 5. There's your answer. I found b, and b is -5. All right, so that's number 3. All right, not difficult at all. All right, let's look at number 4. The slope is 0, and the y-intercept's -9. All right, now this time you're told the y-intercept, so right away, you know b. B is -9. Right away, you know m. M is 0. So now let's use the formula y equals mx plus b. So I get y equals m is 0 times x plus or minus 9, right? Well, 0 times x is 0, so you just say y equals -9. So there's your answer. Y equals -9 because 0 times x is 0. Now I want you to notice something. Y equals 9. See, there's no x, right? So y equals 9. So recall, y equals -9 is a horizontal line. And I want you to recall something else. Since you know that that's a horizontal line, then that means that the slope better be what? Slope is 0. So if you know right away the slope is 0, you know it's a horizontal line. So if it's a horizontal line, there's not going to be an x in your equation. You're just going to say y equal the y-intercept. So that -9 here is your y-intercept. Okay? So there's your answer right there. And then finally, number 5. Don't make it difficult, number 5. Don't make it difficult. Let's think about what we have, okay? So let's think about what we have. So you're told the slope is 6, so m is 6. You're told that it passes through the origin. You got to remember what the origin is. The origin is where the x and the y-axis intersect. What are the coordinates of that point right here? The coordinates of that point, the origin, is 0, 0. So this right here is 0, 0. Okay? All right. Now, some of you could recognize right away that the x coordinate is 0, right? So that means that this y coordinate here, that should be b. That is your y-intercept. So notice that this point's on the y-axis, correct? So that's a y-intercept. Anytime you put a point on the y-axis, it's a y-intercept. But many of you would not have recognized that. So let's do it the long way. All right, so we're going to have y equals mx plus b. Okay? So we know that m is 6, and I got to find b. All right, so I'm going to use the fact that this point here, I'm going to use this point, 0, 0. So this will be x, this will be y. So in place of y, I'm going to substitute 0. So my slope is 6. In place of x, I'm going to substitute 0, and I get plus b, right? Well, 0 equals 6 times 0, 0 plus b. 0 plus b is b, so what does b equal? B equals 0. We knew it had to be 0 because the x-coordinate is 0, so that y-coordinate has to be b. Just like, I just want to remind you, just like right here, if x is 0, then the y-intercept has to be this y-coordinate. All right, and so therefore the answer, oops, let's just think about this for a moment before I put the answer. So we have this, we have y equals 6x plus 0, right? B is 0. But what is 6x plus 0? 6x plus 0 is just 6x, so write it like that. There's your answer. Okay, and that's it. So it's not that difficult. It's just remember some things that you've learned in the past, and so that is the that's the lesson on writing equation of a line using slope-intercept form with certain specific conditions. Okay, so that is the end of this lesson.